I'm Sherri Lewis, and welcome to the God Zone Testimony Series. I am enjoying sharing stories of all the miracles that God has done since I quit my job as a doctor and moved to the continent of Africa. It has just been one miracle after another. Provision, just so many. Provision, divine connections. He's just done everything and just has proven himself in such amazing ways. And I feel like I know God, aspects and facets of God that I would have never gotten to know in just a normal, regular life. One of my favorite things that he's done is building testimonies, like venues. He's just really taken care of us. As you may know, I call myself the Diva Missionary because I like nice things and I like things to look a certain way. I'm really huge on decor and color and furniture and all those things. And so that was a challenge moving to Cameroon because that doesn't seem to be a priority there at all. So when I first got there, we had somebody had found a building for me to live in, and then we were going to look for a venue for the school. And when I got there, I just was so unhappy because the decor was gray and white, like this stark gray and white. And in my home, I have all earth tones. So my couch and everything that I was shipping over was brown and red and earthy and rich. And this was stark gray and white. And then the young lady, Mimi, that was bringing me over had gotten curtains and they were yellow. And I'm like, gray and white and yellow curtains with my brown couch and my red chair. This is never going to work. Yeah, I told you I'm the Diva Missionary. So I got really just like, this is not going to work. And she's like, what's the problem? What's wrong? This is fine. This is a really great building. It's on the main road, which is a big deal in Cameroon. There's only certain roads that are paved. And if the road isn't paved, you have to walk on rocks for a while. And it can be annoying. So she's like, we're right on the main road. This has the amount of space that we need. This is perfect. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this work. And then the Lord just said to me, why not let this be the school? Because it looked like a school, institutional colors and institutional lighting and everything. And so I said, hey, let's let this be the school and let's find another house for me. And so we were just driving up and down the road. I didn't want to be too far away from the school. And there was this big pinkish house, a nice pink, not a bad pink, a really big pinkish house, 5 doors down from the school. And I said, what's that? And she goes, oh, blah, blah, blah. She gave me the history of the house. And she goes, that's not available. And I'm like, let's just check. And so she checked, and they had just finished renovating that house. And it was 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, huge parlor. And the color was this beautiful gold. It was just this nice earthy gold. And it was going to match the gold curtains perfectly. And it was going to match my furniture perfectly. And it was just coming available 5 doors down from the school. And it was just perfect. And so we rented that for the first 2 years that I lived there. And then I wanted to move further away, and God found us a perfect apartment way up on a hill overlooking a balcony where I could just stare out and see avocado trees and plantain trees and mango trees, which is beautiful. And it had a perfect view of the mountain. And then we had to move the school, and we found another building that was perfect. It was actually bigger, and it actually cost less. And then we got to the point that we were outgrowing the school. Like it could seat 70. And on days that alumni came to visit, and when we had the first year and the second year together, it was just too crowded. I actually have pictures, maybe we'll insert a couple here, of people worshiping on the porch. And then one day it was really explosive and people were worshiping out in the front yard. And in Cameroon, we love to dance, like really love to praise and dance all over the place. And we got to the point where we were just kind of dancing like this, like nobody could move. And so I told my team, hey, we got to find a new building. We got to find something new. And the first 2 buildings had been houses that we just kind of converted into a school. So we were like, we need to look for something a little bit more industrial. So I had to travel to Nigeria with part of the team, and the rest of the team stayed back. And they found this building down closer into the city, and it was beautiful. It was brand new, marble floors, gorgeous. But the people wanted too much money for it, and so we started going back and forth with price. I wanted this building. The Diva Missionary wanted this beautiful, marbly, spacious, huge window building. That's what I wanted. So I kept telling them to go back, and they're like, this can't be God. There were just too many roadblocks, and every time there was another roadblock, I'd send them back again, and I'm like, God, I want this building. I want this building. I need to be closer down to the city, and I want it. It's beautiful. And there were a lot of drawbacks that I admit now, but I wasn't trying to hear that. So I left for Christmas. And I get a message from my team one day. My worship leader, Kingsley, says, "We found the perfect building. Oh my goodness. I had a dream about this building, and I came to the staff and I said, I dreamed about this building. I think we're supposed to take it." They all laughed at me. They told me I'd been eating too much eru and that this dream couldn't be true because the building was occupied by a publishing company. And so he said, a month later, after the dream, after he got laughed at, a month later, he was walking by and he saw somebody moving something, and he went inside and he found out that the publishing company was moving and that this building was open, not free, but was available. And so the building dated back to the German colonial period, so the late 1800s. The building was over 100 years old, and it had been the first movie house in Cameroon. They'd actually done movies there. So it was very large, and it had a balcony, large stage, and they're going on and on about how perfect this building is. I'm like, okay, send me some pictures. They sent me pictures of the building, and it looked like a war zone. It was horrible. It was a mess. I'm like, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? And they were like, you need to see it in the spirit. You're not in the spirit right now. And I'm like, I don't know if I can get that deep in the spirit that I could see that this could be a possibility for where we could possibly have the school. And they were like, would you just trust us? And I'm like, go back and check the other building, the nice shiny one down in the city. This one's further away than the other building. It's way up at the top of the hill in the village. And they were like, this is God. We know this is God. You've got to trust us. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, we're going to clean it. We're going to fix it. We're going to decorate it. And it's going to be perfect. And I decided to trust them. I thought they were ridiculous. But every time we went back to the other building, it wasn't working. We would have had to put money into that other building just to separate it. It was just one big open room. And they just kept begging me, please trust us. Please trust us. So while I'm gone, away for Christmas, they sign a lease on this 100-year-old war zone looking building. And I just went to work. Like I said, I love decor. And so they sent me the floor plan, and I planned for paint colors. I literally went to like some Home Depot or something, and I got paint colors, and I planned out each one of the rooms. I bought curtains, and I brought everything back after Christmas, and walking through the building was worse than any picture that I could have seen. It was horrible. It was horrible. And they just kept saying, trust me. And so we just kept doing work. We kept painting. We kept just doing everything that we needed to do to get this building up to shape. We hung the curtains, and the building is incredible. It's beautiful. And we got so much more space. We have offices for everyone except me. Somebody took my office. And there's a huge stage, and the building is beautiful. It is probably one of the biggest buildings in Boya, and now it has become one of the most popular event centers in the city. So we could host our graduation there. We have concerts. We've had talent shows. We've had conferences. We've had all sorts of stuff in our building. And we also, other people love to use our building because it's a beautiful venue. So anytime an alumni has an event, we've had a wedding there, 2 weddings there, 3 weddings there. We've had 3 weddings there. Receptions, wedding receptions. Anytime there's something that one of our alumni is doing, we're able to use the building, and it has just been incredible. Recently, that same worship director that had the vision in the spirit for the building just did some renovations and decorations, and now it is seriously one of the most sought after places in Boya for people to host their events. And so it's just another miracle of provision of God doing things, because there wasn't anything else. There wasn't any place else where we could fit so many people for our events and graduations and everything that we do. So it's just another example of the miracles that God does. Not everything is provision. Sometimes you need the perfect building for your school. So I'm trusting for the perfect building for us in Kenya, and just for God to continue to show his favor in so many ways. If you are in the process of dreaming and preparing to take a huge leap of faith, I just want to encourage you, trust God. He has all the bases covered. Like, I have this amazing apartment now in Nairobi, and it was just God. It was a miracle. Every building that we've been to, it's just been a miracle the way we found it, a miracle the way God worked things out for us to move in. And he's just got every detail handled. God, when you live in the God zone, God has every detail handled. So I hope this video blessed you. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and like and comment. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook as Sherri Lewis. And if you want to read The God Zone, it's available on Amazon and barnesandnoble.com. And the link is in the description to this video. God bless.